So Ben's got a tow truck. You guys saw the video where we went and picked that up and towed it home with my Zacklift. And now we are swapping out the wire rope on it for some Yankum synthetic line. He's got it all cleaned up, all brand new LED lights. Went through the whole thing. It actually looks really, really good. So we're gonna get this line changed out and show you how intensely difficult and hard it is to swap synthetic line onto a steel cable winch. So I say put the bed back and down, and then we'll free spool that and just use the car to pull this off.
Oh, hook that to the car, then just back the car up?
Yep.
Okay. If I'd have done that, I would have lined it up better.
It's fine. That moves way faster than my rollback.
This one works really good. Not bad for being 25 years old.
Okay.
Need smaller J hooks, so I don't have to like get them all.
I'd leave the bridle and just put the hook on my D-ring here.
Is that what you want to do?
That's why it's here.
Okay.
Step 1, pull the cable off.
Step 2, hold the camera.
That should be step 1.
Step 1, hold the camera. Step 2, pull the cable.
I don't know if that's actually mounted into the winch strap or not, but we'll find out when we get to the end.
Well, don't go fast. He didn't listen. Let's go see. Hopefully I don't fall down. Oh yeah. It's got a set screw.
Set screw?
Yeah. There.
Okay. So now when since that's pointing that way, we'll lock in the winch.
Yeah.
And then unscrew it, just pull that right out.
Yep.
How rude. Who would do that to their friend's driveway?
Cover it up and burn out.
It never happened.
Never. Not on camera at all.
No. Good as new.
Maybe it's metric. Because these are not metric. These are SAE. So maybe I have to get metric. Who would think you put a metric bolt on an American truck? Like, to me that just doesn't make sense.
International.
No, International is American. In Ohio.
And that is how you push buttons with the International guys. I have an International too, so I can't say anything. 2 of them actually, if you want to get technical. Now while he figures that out, there were some comments on my video of this car where I put a Harbor Freight winch line on here instead of the Yankum ropes like you would expect me to put on my car. Some people big mad that I did that and had comments about it and things to say, but Yankum rope is going on that car. That is on there for now and gonna get
4mm.
metric. Aha! Mr. International. Yes, there's Harbor Freight winch line on it for now. Why? Because Harbor Freight winch line does work. I was at Harbor Freight getting a bunch of other stuff and I want a synthetic on it right now. It is getting Yankum synthetic line, and there is a very good use for that line right there that you will see, and I'll explain when I do that.
You want me to hold that while you pull that?
Can you just pull it out?
Oh, I thought you were going to do the dramatic pull back. Nope.
Okay, I'll pull it out.
Probably been in there for 25 years.
Should we move that?
Yeah, I'll move the burnt marshmallow.
Yeah. This is my luck. That's where it will go.
Okay.
It does look like a burnt marshmallow.
It is. That's what I call it.
It's that perfect amount of toasting on it too.
But I will say, I am not a small car person. This is one of the funnest cars I've ever driven in my life. It's got a supercharger, and it's got, like, the guy did a bunch of suspension, Lightning, suspension work, brakes, it's got Brembos, it's got all the stuff that nobody needs, but like it literally is like a go fast go.
Remember when we took it to the steel yard to pick up a load of steel to work on one of the trucks?
Yeah, a little piece of
yeah.
On to the pole. Lucy, stand back. You probably don't need to snap it, just
I'll pull it out.
let's not be YouTube pulling.
I think it just needs a little more pulling.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was more than the hand of the arm was gonna do. Yeah, look how
This far back here.
yeah. Look how nice and rusty this thing is. Oh, the end is so frayed. Oh, that's nasty.
What we got?
It's a Yankum 7/16 by 100 foot, and they did a loop on both
So
ends.
they've got
A loop on that end.
Perfect.
And then this is their HD shackle. I know you use tons of these. Sorry, bad lighting.
there.
HD shackle. So this rope is rated for 21,500. That's 12,000 pound winch, so we're well within spec. And then the HD shackle, I don't know what these are rated at, but a lot. 9,100 pounds.
And this has the fancy sleeve on it, or you can put it right around sharp objects and all that, and you're not going to hurt it.
Yeah, Alan said they just released these not too long ago.
Yep.
So yeah, so we're going to use this instead of the big janky hook that's on the end of that cable. So this will hook to the end of this, which will hook to my bridle.
Okay, so we need this end on the winch side.
On the winch side.
So cut that. On the drum here, a lot of people think you're gonna have to polish this down super smooth, and also you don't hurt the rope, you know, because they say it's got to be so
Is
good.
this gonna be okay?
Yeah, here's why. So this does not need to be polished smooth
Right.
because the rope doesn't move on it.
No.
It sits there.
Right.
And having it that little bit rougher like that is like Velcro. It's going to grab
hold-
onto the rope
hold-
and
yeah.
stop it from slipping
As
inside.
opposed to it was all nice and shiny aluminum, it would just slip around on
Yeah.
there.
So fun fact, on my Zacklift with those big 30,000 pound winches,
Yeah.
the ropes are not attached to the drum. So if I need to, we're going to do right what we can do right here, where you just put that through. If it'll go,
It's not gonna go.
it'll go.
And you just gotta be smarter than the rope, Ben. Oh, it's because it's doubled up at the end where
Yeah.
they weaved it.
Yeah, but we can get it.
There you go.
So what we're going to do is put this like that.
Okay.
We're just going to go flat across.
Okay.
And now you're gonna go, it's gonna go the other way, so yeah. Go slowly, wind it in.
You don't want to put that bolt in it, like you were talking about earlier,
No, because all
because that's gonna pinch that.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to hold the camera? Or yeah. Okay.
So now, we will, right there. Okay, slow. Stop. Get right on the edge here. Okay, slow. Stop. Slow. Okay. Go ahead. Alright, so we've got the whole bottom layer on, and now we're starting back across the second. So now we can hook this into the car, pull tension on it, and we'll use the car to be our tension to wind this thing nice and tight. So when I did my Zacklift, I took just over 400 pounds of weight off the truck by switching. Yep. The difference between the steel, the difference between it, the weight of the two, was just over 400 pounds.
Now, even though we're on the second row on the spool, are we gonna want? You're gonna want me to stand up there and try and feed it evenly?
We should be able to pull hard now and it'd be fine. Yeah, that almost worked out just right. Well, you're losing 21 feet just to get to the end of the bed, and then we've got an entire layer of line on the drum.
Right.
I know I'm right.
Kill you in your sleep. How did I know you were going to do that?
It has this one too.
That wouldn't have done anything.
Okay, I got tension on now in neutral, and I'm just going to ride the brake and keep it nice and tight. Not crazy tight, but tight enough. This thing goes so much faster than my rollback. I was skidding the tires right there, so that shows how hard I'm hitting the brake. Now it's getting to the end of the spool, so I'm going to start to just creep back over a little. That way it doesn't stand up on itself. Up, and here it comes. Walking right back off that side. Hear my tires slipping because I'm on the brakes so hard. Now, just to the end. That's good. Stop it there.
I was saying, why don't we go all the way to the top and then spool it back out?
Because that's pointless.
Why is it pointless?
Because to wrap it all the way up, you're gonna have to bring it out this far
To hook your J-hooks
to
on?
even start to do anything down here anyway.
Okay.
So just like on my Zacklift, I never worry about that last 15-20 feet top layer, because you're gonna grab that and take it right back out to hook up to anything. So like this, you're never gonna start winching anything from up here.
Right.
You're gonna be at least to here.
Yeah, right at the end of the bed is the best case
It's the
scenario.
absolute closest you're
Yeah,
gonna be.
best case scenario.
So there's no point in wrapping it all the way in
It went
tight.
across and back all by itself. Yes, you were steering.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching when it get to the end, I started coming back.
It perfectly went
Just so it didn't double stack on itself, and once I was able to see it drop back over, and then it just went.
Yeah, that was killer.
So now you can back off it and all loosen up here. Okay, good.
Notice how much faster my winch is too.
And you notice also it's not trying to spring up on itself with no tension on it.
That's so awesome. Look at that.
Look at this. Beautiful on there. Okay, now you can hook that up.
Should I have this on the line or should I have this on the J-hooks?
On the metal J-hook part.
That's what I thought.
Move this out of the way. Good job, car. Okay, tighten her up. Now look how nice that looks up there.
Yeah, do you notice how I untighten it? I don't leave my rope tight ever.
Oh no, I don't leave it tight going down the road.
I bring it up to where it gets tight and then I back it off like a quarter just so that it's just sitting on the deck.
Same thing I do.
So it's no pressure at all. There's no unneeded pressure on any of the points.
And the problem with steel cables, if you do that with steel cable, it wants to bunch up here and loosen, spring up and loosen.
Right? Yeah.
Hold on, let me down.
Why? I'm gonna run you up with it.
So that is how easy it is to change out your steel cable to Yankum rope. And like I said, leaving the drum, not polishing the drum, gives it better grip to hold that bottom layer on.
That makes sense.
But it's not moving there, so it doesn't matter. If your rollers have big gnarly burrs on them or something like that, you definitely want to get that like flap wheeled down.
In all honesty, on a roll bed truck, if that line is pulled more than 20 feet from the back of the roll bed, you need to reposition the roll bed.
Yeah, chances of that happening are pretty slim.
Yeah, you're too far from the
so
vehicle.
If you had some gnarly burrs on your roller, you want to take care of those, just flap wheel on a grinder, smooth them down. But also, they're rolling.
Right.
So it's not going to hurt anything.
And like those rollers have a little bit of checking on the sides where it's had side pull to it, but I don't think it's going to ever...
None of them are a sharp burr, so it's not going to have a problem with it.
It's just little dents.
Yeah. And being as this is synthetic, you have those springs there that clamp the rollers together. You can cut those springs off.
Right.
Because it doesn't need the extra tension.
Right.
So you can take those springs off. You can leave, I bet you can leave them on too. It's not going to hurt a thing with the way that's designed.
Yeah.
But
this is something I've wanted to do for a really long time to this truck, and I'm really glad I was able to do it because that's going to make a huge difference.
So on my Zacklift, it's the same way. They are not mounted to the drums underneath there.
Right.
They're just wrapped over itself on it, and that's going to give you all the grip you can need. I've stalled out those 30,000 pound winches and not slipped a drum, so this sure isn't going to. But you know what that means? Since there's a loop under there.
Right.
Just the same as what's on this end.
Right.
So what can I do if I ever get where I need to go out 300 feet out and only have 200 foot of line on each winch?
Get my extra 100-foot extension out and put my 100-foot extension and hook onto that and then go further out.
Like on my, yeah, exactly. And on my Zacklift, where's my extra 100-foot extension? On the winch right next to the other one.
Oh, yeah.
I can pull that rope
all the way out, take the loop
right off the end.
Soft shackle and
no, not even.
Not even?
You put them together with the
no, you just do that
the square knot deal.
The square knot.
Because they have a loop on each end.
That's right.
And now I've got an extra 200-foot extension conveniently stored right on my other winch. Because if you're running out that far, you're not running both winches, you're running one.
And if you do towing and recovery for a living, that makes perfect sense. If you do towing and recovery for your own junk, not as common.
Like, what's the biggest issue with every tow truck? Storage.
Yes.
So I'm going to keep an extra 200 feet of 3/4 inch rope on my truck.
No, it makes perfect sense.
On the spool.
Yeah,
where it's being used and useful for normal everyday stuff, and then when I need to reach out far, I just free spool it right off of there.
Could not get any better.
Pull it right out the end, hook it onto my other line, and now I got 400 feet of rope.
Yep.
And if I need to put a snatch block or something anywhere in between, anything like that, that square knot hitch will pull right through it. I don't have to re-rig like if there's a soft shackle in between.
I just
or a hard shackle.
I got rid of all that rusty old clampety garbagey rope that was hooked to the end of my brand new J-hooks that was garbage. So
what you can do with this and what I used to do with all my winches is when I would pull the steel cable off, I'd go and I'd get a new end put on this end, and then I'd coil all this up and I'd put it on my truck as my extension. Or I'd leave it at home if I had a job where I had to reach way out, that'd be my extension, is the steel cable. Because a lot of times, the extension is what's going to be over the bank and down between trees and all that, where it's going to be wear and tear and all that stuff.
So why not use the
So I would use steel.
Yeah.
But what I have started to do now is I use the Harbor Freight rope here. Because I used to think synthetic was a lot more delicate than it is.
No.
And once I realized it's actually super tough, there's no need to use steel to do that stuff where it's going to be rubbing on something.
Right.
So I get the Harbor Freight rope and I use it like this rope. Man, people jumped all over me for putting Harbor Freight rope on this winch. Why? When I'm, you know, Yankum this, Yankum that, and like, oh, Alan and Jade must be so mad at you.
Rope sitting here. Why wouldn't I use it?
Yeah. So when I went and got a bunch of other stuff from Harbor Freight anyway, I grabbed this rope. That rope, the Harbor Freight rope, is only 80 feet long. Then I tied this knot into the end. I lost about another 3 feet off the rope. Now we're 77 feet. Okay. Rule number one about extensions, always make them shorter than your winch line.
Right.
Because if you pull all the way in your extension, and your extension is 100 feet, but your winch line only has 80 feet, you can't reach back out to grab the thing that you just let go of.
Exactly.
So your extension's all...
77 feet, so you put like a 50-foot extension on this or something like that.
Well, this is going to be the extension, because I'm going out to Idaho, or to Utah, then to Idaho. I'm going to stop at Yankum, get my 100-foot long winch line that is what's going to be on this winch.
Got it.
This 80-footer right here then gets another loop tied into the back side of it, just like what yours has right there.
Right.
That's now my extension, and when I'm pulling over the bank or through trees or something like that, which is where your extension is going to run,
pull your winch line out.
That's what's going to get run through that is the cheaper but still very durable Harbor Freight rope.
Right.
And my higher end Yankum rope is just on the winch for all your everyday normal stuff.
Right.
So those of you that got all mad at me for buying a Harbor Freight rope,
don't get mad. It's smart.
Get even. Oh,
science.
No.
Science.
Yeah, just don't get mad. That's what it is.
Science.
Yeah. No, there's a purpose for that. And this will have Yankum rope on it, just like it has this fancy Yankum rope groove fair lead here. And this will be my extension that will be 30 feet shorter than my actual winch line. And then I'm much happier about dragging this across a rock or a tree and possibly hurting it, which it's not going to cut, but it could fray up the ends and all that, the sides, all that stuff. I'd much rather do that to this rope, but I also still fully trust this rope to pull on.
Yeah.
it's really a win-win. A cost-effective
What
win-win.
did you use to make your loop this time?
An actual FID.
Like the one you left at my house that's still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 of them.
You have 2? Okay. Well, we'll just leave that one here then.
Is that why I couldn't find it the other day?
Yeah, you said put it like a year ago when we did it, because we did it on my, I don't even know what we did it on. I think we did it on my Jeep. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a year ago. We did it. You brought your tools over so like that, and you were going to a recovery after that.
Oh,
and
so I
you
left
said to
everything
me,
here.
you said, "Hey, put this in your toolbox in a safe spot. That way I don't lose it on my recovery, and I'll come back and get it next week when I come through town." A year goes by.
It's still here.
It's always here when you need it. That's where it's
Okay, well the next time I need to do, I'll just come over.
Yeah, just come over. We'll film it here.
Yeah, so when I need to put the other loop in the backside of this line when it turns into my extension next week.
Alan asked me if I wanted one of these spare leads to put on the tow truck, and I was like, I mean, I could, but is it kind of a waste?
It is a waste.
Yeah. That's what I told him. I said it'll look really cool, but nobody will ever see it.
And it's not needed because you're not going to hook that line to this anyway.
Because it's on the J-hooks all the time.
Yeah.
I said, no, I think we're okay.
As cool as this is.
I have them on all my rigs. I literally have them on every rig that I have a winch on except this one. That's why he wanted me to put it on. But I'm like, you don't need it.
See, here's the thing. Just like me having some Harbor Freight rope to use for my... If I told Alan, hey, I need some rope to use as extension, it's going to get trashed, he would give it to me.
I know, but you don't need to.
We're not trying to get whatever we can for free.
No,
like,
and there's a good point. That rope right there, 100 feet, 7/16 plus HD shackle. I bought the rope, people. I didn't ask for a free rope. Like, I bought it.
We want to support our friends' businesses, not just see what we can get for free or a discount out of them.
And they do podcasts with us, and they do videos with us, and they promote us as well. So like, help support your friends by supporting your friends.
My 4-wheel drive wrecker that I bought from you. You know where it's at right now as we speak.
Yeah, at your house. Oh no, it's at Nate's.
It's at Nate's shop. Getting a new clutch put in it.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to pay his business at full price to put a clutch in that because I want to support my friend's business. When your friends have businesses, small businesses especially, don't see what you can get for free out of them, discount that. Pay them, support them, help out their business. That's the good thing to do.
Well, everybody in this world talks about how they want small businesses to survive and keep everything in America and so like that. The way it starts is by supporting your friends. If your friends have a local business that can help you, go pay them to do it. Don't ask for a discount, don't ask for a freebie. If they want to do something nice for you, that's fine, that's their prerogative. But go in there and pay the bill and help support that business. Because otherwise we won't be here.
If it's something you would pay any other company to do, why would you ask for a discount from your friend?
And why not put food on his kids' table and help pay for their soccer and their t-ball and everything else?
Exactly.
Like that's the way I look at it. And I know everybody's always out for a deal and stuff like that. That's not the person you go on and try and get a deal from.
Exactly.
Don't get a deal from your friends. Help support your friends.
Exactly. Which is why you bought that rope.
Yeah.
Why I fully offered to buy the new rope for this, and why to use as my extension on it. Like I said, there's no way they're going to let me pay full price for that. I know Alan. He won't for that rope there. He won't let me pay full price. He'll try to give me some sort of discount. So I don't want to have him discount multiple ropes to have an extension that I'm going to ruin and tear up on trees when I can get that one right there, and that can be my sacrificial one. So this video kind of turned from how to replace a winch line to how to support your friends.
Small business in America, made in USA. Keep your businesses alive.
Thanks for watching.